Your torchlight flickers in the night. Reports of strange noises deep in the forest call you to investigate. It was your misfortune to be on duty this night. The sweat beads off your face, catching the fire's light. Then, you see it. A hulking mass of too many arms and too many heads. It groans as if in collective pain. You blink, accompanied by a sinking feeling. When you open your eyes, you've joined them. Another damned soul doomed as part of this abomination. Greetings everyone and welcome back to the Ether Hub. I'm Simon, bringing you more Magic the Gathering lore. In this video, we're continuing our journey through the macabre and dark places of MTG story. This is 13 Nights of Magic. Today's terrifying tale is about a haunting creature known simply as the Abomination of Llanowar, a elf horror from Dominaria who puts a disturbing spin on the elvish collective trope. Typically, these cards have a power and toughness based on the number of elves you control. This writhing mass of undead elves takes this a step further and also includes all those elves also found in your graveyard. This abomination isn't too discerning on where it gets its next victim. But what is this monster's story? In the woods of Llanowar on the plain of Dominaria, the elves that call these forests home protect it fiercely. They're strong stewards of nature, standing against anything that would corrupt their lands. Outsiders, dark magic, even the Phyrexians. A Llanowar elf defending its home, you won't find a more vicious fighter. But besides being outstanding warriors and scouts, the elves of Llanowar are also a deeply superstitious people. Whimsical tales are traded at gatherings around bonfires, stories to guide the next generation, warnings of elvish failures and how to not fall to their trappings, lessons of survival, and warnings of the dangers of the woods, terrifying ghost stories that always seem to have a tinge of truth. Who's to say, after so many years, what folktales are real and which are merely fantasy? To the Llanowar, they should all be treated as truth, especially those stemming from the dark and forbidden places of their territory. Like the tale of a hulking abomination that curses their people. This is the haunting story of the Abomination of Llanowar. As the legend goes, there's a monstrosity that lurks and hunts in the Forbidden Forests. Some say it's a physical representation of the elves' own isolation, a people who consume themselves. Others believe it was spawned during the temporal crisis of Dominaria, where otherworldly black mana was dumped into the forest. No matter the cause, reports from scouts all describe the same thing: a mass of living and dead elves fused to make what can only be described as an affront to nature itself. It's a being that toes the line between life and death. Its many mouths, those once belonging to unlucky scouts of Llanowar, now scream out, but in two conflicting tones. Those dead and decaying beckon their prey to come closer, to join them, while those still living within this mass cry out for them to run, to try and spare them from this terrible fate. The morass of necromantic magic that holds this creature together rots the ground beneath its many feet, and carry it forward with shocking speed. It's said that if your eye catches the abomination, it's already too late, but oftentimes, it doesn't even need to chase its victims. The curiosity of elves often causes their own demise. It was said that a scouting party first came across the abomination while routinely securing their sector. They walked the border of the Forbidden Forest, but heard moans and screams, a mix of cries for help and death knells. A curious youngster, a recruit, set aside warnings of the Forbidden Forest's danger and found it. Though, it didn't attack. It just sat there, its many mouths sounding in pain, asking the youth to join them. Foolishly, they laid a hand on the being, and in that moment, the sticky, oozing substance that made up its body latched on. There was nothing the others could do. It swallowed the young elf completely, adding their mass to its own, growing a new head. The recruit was no more, and those who followed him from the scouting party soon joined him. This was nothing more than a black hole of evil. When this group didn't come back, another scouting party was sent out to look for them. Little did they know that this group too would join the chorus of the abomination. This time, a recruit who heeded the warnings of the Forbidden Forest managed to make it back alive. What he witnessed from the outskirts of the woods was the stuff of nightmares. A fiend who moved faster than its size suggested, swallowing his comrades whole, their faces and voices joining its terrible cacophony. With that, the forbidden status of these woods were reaffirmed. Now, all elves know about the tale of the abomination and take care to listen to the warnings, lest they too join this undead monstrosity. Is the Abomination of Llanowar simply a tool used by elvish leaders to control the movements of its people? Or is it real and still out there, looking for others to join them in its twisted harmony? We may never know. But to the elves of Llanowar, this abomination is all too real, even if nowadays it's simply shared around their campfires. And there you go, my little panicking planeswalkers, another night of spooky stories as we go through the 13 Nights of Magic. Please let me know how you're enjoying the frightening content in the comment section below. Please support our haunting work by leaving this video a like, sharing it with friends, and becoming a subscriber. It's the best way to help us spread more grief across the multiverse. And until next foreboding evening, my friends, see ya!